guys, Liam Catterson here. We're on episode number 5 of season 3. Season 3? Has the season been announced yet? Season 2 of Runaways, which is called Rock Bottom. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this, as I always am, because this show is absolutely fun, and I'm absolutely loving this. Last time out, we had a real blast being introduced to Topher, who had, you know, secrets regarding his similarities to Molly. It's not all, you know, totally similar, like, Molly's is, like, she can turn hers on and off, can't she? Whereas, yeah, there's a bit more going on with Topher's story. And, you know, we infiltrated, the Runaways' old school, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't go there anymore since, you know, they're on the run and all of that. But, yeah, they basically got they didn't get a new computer, but they got a computer that was able to get into Pride's, security system, which is really rad. As well as Carolina and Jonah, you know, being together once again, as Jonah is now showing Carolina, what's in the belly of the beast. Yeah. As, you know, the Yorks, as adorable as they are, trying to find a way to, they're trying to get a step closer to, their plan on getting rid of Jonah. So, with necrotic damage. Yeah. That's always fun as a D&D player. No, it's not. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, season 2 has been a right blast, and I'm really excited to see, you know, what the future does hold. We've still got a bunch of episodes to get through with season 2. And yeah, things have started off really swell. So with that said, the extended reaction should be on Patreon if you guys want to watch that. Looking forward to this. So let's begin episode number 5 of season 2 of Runaways. Let's go.
I felt freaking incredible. Then I saw myself in the glass. My eyes.
There we go.
They were yellow. I felt like I could do anything.
You're gonna try and Spider-Man this, aren't you? No. Just imagine if he started crawling on walls after he said, I can do anything.
Por favor, what you have is the only thing that's making my life bearable. Please.
Oh,
I won't
that
cause any trouble.
sucks.
I swear.
So that was his only cling to hope. Wow. I mean, you do feel a bit shitty for him. With his parents, with everything.
Still, you guys are like each other. Yellow eyes, super strength. I mean, Topher found rocks, and so did your parents.
Yeah, but the Hernandez's rocks came from the dig site. They were only ever there and in the lab, so
where were they?
How would they have also ended?
That is definitely not just dirt.
Nope.
We're standing on is my ship.
Shit. Yeah. This cuckoo's an alien.
It's off in the sky.
A spaceship?
A spaceship.
I would have heard about that. Everyone would have heard about that. There would be
Damn it, he's a
stories of
scroll.
something
I'm
like
kidding.
51.
I'd like to introduce you to your brother.
Oh. I kind of feel so bad for... Is it wrong? I mean, this guy who gets happy to sacrifices is, like, trapped? Holy shit. Well, we're now rooting for the villain.
I know where you can get the stuff to take the edge off. Zero Zoloft. Whatever you need. La farmacia subterránea es cara.
This could be interesting, considering her...
That would really help.
Considering she was so close last time out.
Claro.
Did you see her?
Well, she's sort of, you know, rashing around the neck. That's her stress indicator.
Oh,
He seemed a little pale. Do you
like,
think that was the lighting,
worried about
or
her
do you think that he's
anxiety. Uh-oh.
sick?
So that's what she wanted him for, the
How long
selfie.
did that mean, Mindy?
You're not charged with anything. You don't need lawyers, Eiffel.
Yes,
They
we
just
bring
want-
you immunity.
Look, all I know is that they needed my
Yorks.
master key so that Alvin could get his special laptop.
Alex. His name is
Alvin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh,
Anyways, these people...
In the meantime, we're all still at risk for a security breach. I suggest everyone change their passcodes on their Wiz phones to any other devices
Yeah.
you have.
put up a vast as well.
Dale, do not
That
need
might
yours,
work.
Stacy.
What?
I wasn't changing into Stacy. So was
They smell the bullshit so
I've been looking
much.
for him for the past 15 minutes.
The rush is strong. Gotta say though, I gotta love the security here. Broad daylight. And now there's a guy rummaging. Good job, guys.
Is he gonna be okay?
Look.
Damn, this guy's
Guess he found what he
some
was
issues.
looking for.
Oh, Topher! No, this...
Carjacking that guy.
Okay, the rocks are a no-no.
2 people died. He worked there.
Oh my god.
Those were my parents. You were there?
Oh my
Tell me, Topher, now.
Oh shit! Actually started.
So I left out a few details.
A
What
few?
difference does it make, huh?
Difference doesn't make. You lied to me.
And
After
this
we spent
affected
up
her
all
from-
night
oh,
talking,
fuck.
trying to figure out the truth. He lies about everything. You are no longer part of this family.
Oh shit! What is this deal? For fuck's sake! This guy's an absolute.
Try. Topher, you have to leave right now before you do something you can't take back. We know what.
Need to calm him down. Forget it, Molly. He'll hurt you.
You couldn't hold me before, you can't now.
No, he's gonna do it. It's not him, it's the rocks.
This might not be the best place to
Yeah,
do
but
this.
he needs to be restrained. Oh
Go ahead,
yes,
what?
the eyes.
I don't care.
He needs to. Yeah, there we go, Molly. Come on.
Blast him.
Shit. You're gonna have to. Yes. The neighbors are getting. Oh shit! What the hell is going on? Oh my fuck! He's gonna get pile drived.
Help me! Okay?
Fuck. Oh shit! Oh! I knew the injuries were bad, but damn! Unless he's just passed out, but holy shit, that's mental.
All life consumes other life in order to survive.
But we don't eat our own
Don't
kind.
give this, yeah, don't give this Lion King shit.
Necessary for his survival.
We become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass.
And I'm not doing this. Jonah can find his own sacrifice.
If you want something done right, hey, good on Frank, I guess. Still don't like him for betraying the Runaways.
Because it's going to be used to destroy California, which is where you and I and our son reside at the moment.
Yeah. And the universe is beautiful, but destruction, not so much. Unless you're a psychopath. Has this got the cheese thing on that he was complaining about?
Good.
We're the ones hurting people now. He was suffering.
Topher may have been suffering, but he was also dangerous, and you are my family, not
I
him.
can kind of see that. I mean, he carjacked someone. Who knows
Do you know
what
who you
level
sound
he would
exactly
go.
like right now?
Don't say
Your
it.
mom.
You put into Carolina's bracelet, I discovered that it was basically an inhibitor. That
So he's done the
increases
same.
intensity and radius. It might make you really, really ill.
Shit!
It looks like I was right. Don't do this.
Oh my god, Robert, you.
I'm flooding the room right now.
Whoa!
That was for Amy.
Good on Robert.
Finish this.
Oh! Bitch Leslie.
We
We
saw
would
the
get.
doors open. Was that okay?
Oh no, it's them two!
It's more than okay. And you both just went ultra.
That warmth, that openness, that's everything that I like about you. That's what makes you who you are.
I love Nico's relationship with Caroline. Oh. This is cute as well.
I'm strung in the pocket myself. String in the pocket is very personal.
Well,
I bet it
take
is.
anything away from your taped shaft, but my lady here is gonna help me take down that construction
Liam,
site
you're
once and for
rude.
all. Crack this open for me.
I'm just seeing them two bond though.
It really
It's
is
great.
called a shaft.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm a bad influence.
Sydney. I got you, Mom. I got you.
The way that people, you know, bounce off each other in this show is beautiful.
I believe this belongs to you.
Holy shit, that's sinisterism. Has he killed him? Because I can see Jonah doing that. Good art of Maul. Or based on Maul. Yeah.
I should be here to pick you up in a little while.
Oh shit. Risky. I had a feeling it was to do with her anxiety. I think it was at a point where, you know, it was too much at this point, especially with, you know, how she reacted to in this episode, with the car chase and all of that. So yeah, but oi. So yeah, a lot of crazy shit went down in that episode, didn't it? Oi. Where to start? I mean, sympathy, I think, is the right word to describe this episode, in terms of emotions, because you kind of felt I say a bit initially for Topher after his, fake story about how he, you know, was kicked out from his home and, you know, got, the powers from finding, rocks in a lizard cage. Of course, we found out the truth where, you know, he was, I guess you could say they did have a connection, in a sense. Molly and Topher, but that's crude. That's crude of me. But yeah, he was involved, well, he was a janitor working at the same place that, Molly's parents were. Found a rock, and then the rest is history. And he had a real problem with, you know, being addicted to those rocks, it seems. Going to the point where he accidentally put his father in a wheelchair, where I don't know if he killed that guy at the construction site, but I mean, no witnesses kind of thing, isn't it? And then he did a hit and run. So, you know, the thing that I was hoping that, you know, this is the thing though. I mean, of course, it's going to be frustration. It's going to be a bit, you know, complicated on what to do with, you know, Topher running rampant and, you know, Molly saying don't do this and all of that. But if I were, you know, Nico, I would have just hit and tangle on Topher anyways, because it's to the point where he, you know, he was going out of control, and, you know, there wouldn't have been any, you know, casualties to, you know, potentially, Gert and Topher. I don't know if I think he's gonna be okay. He just passed out at the end, but those are some really, really messed up injuries down there. So, yeah, but, I mean, it was really, really harsh as well for what, you know, Molly said to Nico when, you know, the calm happened after the storm, I guess. But at the end of the day, she's still the youngest in the group, and, you know, she even wanted that connection, as she, you know, addressed to Gert later on. And, you know, frustrating times at the end of the day, but, they did the right thing in trying to, have, Topher knocked out and all of that. Yeah, she has those things like he was scared and all of that, but at the end of the day, he needed to be apprehended because he potentially killed one of the people at the construction site. He carjacked someone. He put his father in a wheelchair. And he nearly he did save Gert at the end of the day, but you've got to think, what else has he done, in that time frame? Because he first contracted the Rocks, 10 years ago? And he also, it would have, I don't know how long he started to become addicted to the point where it was becoming dangerous, but my point is, you don't know what else he's capable of. Murder, if anything, but what else has he done, under the influence of the Rock? So, yeah, it might have been difficult for Molly, but he had to be apprehended, whether by the staff or whatever. So yeah, I'm wondering who that girl is though, because there was a bystander who, saw the commotion. There was a few bystanders, but one in particular who was, spray painting, Molly, it seems like an inspiration to Molly, on the wall. And I think she might be an important figure considering there was a bit of focus on her. Otherwise, I have no idea why that scene was included, to be fair. So she might be a bit more of an important figure, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Molly, needing that advice from Gert, and at least she, is owning up to her mistakes and all of that. But, she's easily the youngest and, kids will say, really, really harsh things and that. And it's kind of like that, mother, daughter thing at the minute, in a sense. Considering they can't trust their parents to begin with, and they've done really, really shitty things. And, every time a mother, does something right and the kid doesn't, agree with it, sometimes kids will throw a tantrum and, that's, say things that are really, really worthy, I guess. Which is what, which is what Molly did. Like, she said something, that, punctured a hole in Nico. So yeah. She's not like her mother at all. At the end of the day, like, nowhere close, but yeah. I'm wondering though if Robert is dead. The whole thing, nobody, no death, and we only saw him knocked out and all of that. So he could have just brought his knocked out body back to them and all of that. And yeah, be a lesson. Don't try this shit on me. Don't try and kill me again, because I will kill you next time. So he might be knocked out as well, because I'm just thinking what of the potential ramifications this might have on Nico's. Everyone looked so shocked to the point where, like, oh shit, he's dead. Like, especially Tina. That's why I was thinking, is he dead and all of that? Like, and plus I can imagine Jonah going to hell, on someone who tries to, put an attempt on his life. Especially with the sinisterism he gave off. Like, what's funny about this, series is that you sympathize with Jonah, but he is a complete dick at the end of the day, still. Like, the way he, came off with that menacing, tone was actually daunting as well. As well as got no qualms about ripping, California apart and all of that, so yeah. But yeah, let's talk about Jonah as well, before we get to Robert a bit further, because I've got a bit to say about him. Jonah telling about the fact that what's underneath is the rest of his race, it seems, and, Carolina's family and all of them, her brother, notably when, they touched. And he just wants to get off this earth and, free his people, which I guess is okay. Problem is, the anti-grav function is going to rip, it's going to rip apart a bit of the world, isn't it? If, we actually lift it off. So that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Considering the fact that, that could be catastrophic. And I'm guessing that's down to the earthquakes. If the ship is trying to ignite, it will create a rumble and all of that. It would make sense. And, if, the ship does, launch up, then, yeah, that's not gonna go down well, is it? So, yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how things do go in terms of Carolina's story, because now the dig site can't be destroyed because she's got family there. So yeah. I'm wondering how Nico will react. Like, she's smooching with an alien. You never know what aliens could be No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it'll be fine, but, well, it won't be fine because she's keeping this a secret, and like I said, I doubt, Carolina will be okay with the fact that, there's this plan to potentially destroy the dig site and all of that stuff, especially with the parents planning, on getting rid of Jonah and whatever's down there. But yeah, I mean, this is that's the thing. It's definitely going to be interesting to see, what happens, in terms of reaction wise, because Carolina needs, to find a way to free her people, but will she be, okay with, sacrificing a bit of the world? See, that's the problem, isn't it? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I see what I did there. You're full of them, Liam. You're full of them. No, it is a bit of a challenging thing because it's either sacrifice your family or sacrifice part of the world. And, it's not looking too good, is it, at this point? So, yeah, furthermore though, you just don't know what, Jonah's race is capable of. Like, we know he's part of an alien, but, they could be Skrulls for all, I mean, they're not Skrulls, but, for example, I mean, if he was a Skrull and he was like saying, my family's down there, and we have an idea of what the Skrulls are like, so, yeah, they just want to be freed, all that kind of stuff, so, yeah, we don't know, like, I mean, the comic book readers will, probably have an idea, but this is the point though, like, if they were free and all of that, like, what kind of chaos could they bring? Like, the next threat in the next, like, we had Thanos, now we've got, whatever, Jonah is, isn't it? It's gonna be that case, isn't it? I was gonna burp there, no, not happening. It's just the water, it's just creating gas and all of that, it's okay, but speaking of, yeah, there's that act of sympathy there, like you have for Jonah, because it's poop, isn't it, having your family trapped underneath the earth, and, yeah, it's really, really crap, isn't it? You want to get off Earth, but you can't because your family's trapped under the earth, so, yeah, and Jonah has no qualms, I guess, about, once, he can, I guess, I don't know, just that Carolina is going to have that morality, and there's going to be that question, family or the earth? Family by blood or family within this house, in terms of the Runaways, because they will be affected. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But you do have a bit of sympathy, and I think this season has shown, and I use the term ironically, you see a bit more humanity in Jonah this season. I mean, you did in the last episode, when he was having a bonding moment with Carolina and all of that, and now he's expressing his hurt about his family being trapped under the earth and all of that. So, yeah, there's that bit of sympathy, but still, he's scary, especially with the way he just dropped Robert's body onto, Pride's table, and, he had that menace to his face and his voice. So, yeah. Robert as well, which I'm glad he got a lot of focus in this episode, considering I've always felt like Robert's been there, if you know what I mean. Like, you have, people who are noticeable, and then there's Robert, I feel. And in this episode, he really stepped up, like, in terms of trying to find out his, kids and all of that. Before that, though, I was surprised with the girl that Chase was saying to. All it was just a selfie, which is just like, oh my goodness. And you could tell they were completely flustered when she was like, I think it's actually Alvin. Like, she has the audacity to correct, Alex's name in front of his parents. Like, but then again, I think she's one of those type of people who, you know, thinks the world revolves around her, that kind of thing, especially if she has the audacity to correct, you know, Alex's parents, you know, the people who named Alex when he was born and all of that. So, yeah. And she's a bit pretentious, isn't she? So, yeah. But it was still a bonkers scene, seeing everyone a bit flustered. But yeah, Robert was absolutely the MVP of this episode. Not just, you know, the fact that he got a lot of spotlight in this episode, but, you know, he was getting revenge on Amy. You know, he figured out, he basically reversed the polarity in terms of Carolina's bracelet thing, where that is used to suppress her power thing. Yeah, he basically reversed the polarity. So, you know, the thing that can contain so-and-so's power or ability, whatnot, can be reversed to, you know, kind of screw up, people. And it did with Jonah because he was, you know, aging him and all of that, which was really, really rad until those two, you know, people that was compared to, you know, the girl from The Shining, was it? Yeah. Yeah, they came in and saved the day. And, you know, they are a bit boo worthy, like boo, because I think they were in season 1 and they were up to no good either. So yeah, but yeah, they knocked out Robert and, you know, Jonah lives. Yay. But I did love how he did it for you know, Amy and that and his involvement. So yeah, it was really, really good. And that's the thing though, the parents, we know they have that attachment for their kids and all of that, and they do, you know, have that care. It's just what they've done has really, and you can't blame, you know, the kids at all. That what they've done is really, really messed up. And you can see that level of care on, you know, a lot, I mean, it's not like, oh, we're going to use them and all of that. They do have a level of care, as we know. I mean, even, you know, when they are being a bit dickish, I guess, like, for example, we had that, episode in episode 2, we had that episode 2, which, you know, Tina gave the ultimatum, like, oh, if you leave, you'll never be part of this family. And, you know, Nico was like, fine. And then Tina was like, fuck, what have I done? So, yeah, there is that level of care. And I'm wondering if the Yorks are going to tend to go now, you know, that she's got her medication. Which, can I say, I'm really loving how they're doing her story of anxiety and showing the struggles. Because that's the thing, the kids, all of them have been through hell. But Gert is the one to suffer the most, considering her anxiety and all of that. And, you know, we've seen how, you know, times have been tough for her. And especially in this episode when she was nearly crushed, with the whole outrage going on with Topher, it's gonna have your, you know, it's gonna have you worrying so much. So I can't blame Gert for sneaking out. That was my first assumption when, you know, you had a feeling she was sneaking out. She was gonna get something done in regards to her anxiety. And honestly, I don't blame her. Like, I love the fact that they have touched up upon, you know, the struggles of anxiety and, you know, Gert, the actress who plays Gert has done a fantastic job representing it as well. So, yeah, and, you know, you just feel so bad for her, like, seeing, you know, how, the situations have really, really made Gert feel vulnerable and all of that. Yeah, it's just been an absolute, it's been great how they've done it, don't get me wrong, and you do feel so bad for Gert at the end of the day, so yeah. But yeah, this was a really, really great episode, especially, you know, the complex story regarding Topher, because he was always a shifty one, considering he was hiding stuff in the last episode, and here we go again, like, even when, you know, everyone was, okay, well, listen, he fabricated a story there to gain their trust and all of that. And it's so easy to, you know, use that story where he was saying he was kicked out by his family, because you're talking to a bunch of people who are not really on good terms with their families. So, yeah. I'm really interested to see, you know, Carolina's story as well, because, you know, that took a really, really great step in terms of development, in terms of, you know, finding out about herself, and, you know, she wants more answers. And it seems like Leslie is in a bit of a, you know, in the know, but she's not too much in the know, if you get what I mean, considering, the wording she used seemed to suggest that. So yeah. And now Carolina's like to turn to her. So yeah, interesting. It's going to be interesting to follow Carolina's story this season, especially. It has done already, but, especially, you know, the moments where she has with Nico, which I love so much. Yeah, like her story so far has been absolutely riveting, and it's only just getting started with in terms of the discovery of her family, her brother, everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing how, you know, Jonah, Carolina do excel. You know, what happens next with Gert as well, now that, you know, she's got her medication, which is all well and good, because times are going to be tough, and this is a real struggle. Well, of course it is for all of them, but for Gert especially. And this is, you know, I don't know if it's your worst nightmare, being in this situation, but, you know, it's a travesty if you suffer anxiety, so much, like Gert. It's gonna really be, challenging every day. You're every day you're in this situation. Yeah, so, like I said, they played that really well, in my opinion. But yeah, this was a great episode. Like I said, probably, it was frantic, and probably the best episode of season 2 thus far. And like I said, we've got like several episodes to get through, so that might change. But so far, this has been my favourite episode of season 2, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feed and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!